The amylase test is often misunderstood, especially when it appears on a lab report with numbers that seem unfamiliar or intimidating. But in truth, it is one of the body's most gentle ways of communicating that it needs attention rather than alarm. This test does not arrive to label someone as sick or failing. It arrives as information, a quiet message from the digestive system asking to be listened to with patience and curiosity. As we grow older, the body becomes more expressive, not weaker, and tests like the amylase test help translate those expressions into something we can understand and respond to with care. Amylase itself is a natural enzyme, something the body has produced faithfully since the first days of life. It begins its work in the mouth and continues through the pancreas, breaking down carbohydrates so they can be turned into energy. When an amylase test is ordered, it is often because this process deserves a closer look, not because it has failed, but because the body may be adjusting to age, stress, medication, or lifestyle changes. Seeing this test as a signal rather than a threat allows space for calm understanding instead of fear. For many older adults, the word test can bring anxiety, especially if health concerns have accumulated over the years. Yet the amylase test is one of the simplest tools in modern medicine, and its purpose is clarity, not judgment. It helps doctors understand whether digestion is flowing smoothly or whether the pancreas or salivary glands may need support. This knowledge empowers better decisions, gentler interventions, and earlier care, which often leads to better outcomes and peace of mind. When we stop fearing the test, we start hearing what it has to say. Elevated or lower amylase levels do not define a person's health. They simply highlight a moment in the body's ongoing story. That story is shaped by how we eat, how we move, how we rest, and how we manage stress. The test becomes a mirror reflecting daily habits rather than a verdict about the future. This shift in perspective is especially important in later life, when confidence and reassurance matter just as much as treatment. When understanding the amylase test also reminds us that the body works as an integrated whole. Digestion, emotions, energy, and resilience are connected. Stress can influence enzyme levels, just as poor digestion can affect mood and strength. The test invites us to look beyond symptoms and consider balance. It encourages compassion toward ourselves, recognizing that the body is not breaking down, it is communicating, adapting, and seeking harmony. When approached with this mindset, the amylase test becomes a partner in health rather than a source of worry. It opens a door to conversations about nutrition, hydration, gentle activity, and emotional well-being. It reinforces the idea that aging is not about decline, but about refinement, learning how to care for the body with greater wisdom and attentiveness, trusting that even simple information can guide meaningful change. Healthy digestion is the quiet foundation on which energy, strength, and daily comfort are built, and enzymes like amylase sit at the very heart of this process, working faithfully long before we consciously think about food or nutrition. When digestion functions well, the body feels lighter, more capable, and more resilient, especially in older age when efficient nutrient absorption becomes essential for maintaining muscle, bone health, and mental clarity. Supporting digestion is not about restriction or rigid rules, but about understanding how the body naturally works and choosing habits that allow it to perform with ease. Amylase plays its role from the very first bite, beginning the breakdown of carbohydrates in the mouth. This simple fact reminds us that digestion starts with awareness. Eating slowly and chewing thoroughly are powerful acts of self-care, not outdated advice. When food is properly chewed, amylase has time to work effectively, reducing strain on the stomach and pancreas. This mindful approach to eating can ease bloating, improve energy levels, and make meals more enjoyable rather than rushed or uncomfortable. The quality of food matters just as much as the pace of eating. Whole foods such as vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and properly prepared proteins support natural enzyme activity. These foods provide nutrients in a form the body recognizes and processes smoothly. Highly processed foods, on the other hand, often demand more effort from digestive enzymes, leading to fatigue, inflammation, and imbalance over time. Choosing simple, nourishing meals is not about perfection, but about consistency and kindness toward the digestive system. As we age, the body may produce digestive enzymes less efficiently, making supportive dietary choices even more important. Including easily digestible carbohydrates, adequate protein, and healthy fats helps maintain steady energy without overwhelming the system. Warm meals, adequate fiber, and gentle seasoning can also make digestion more comfortable, particularly for those who experience sensitivity or discomfort after eating. These small adjustments often lead to noticeable improvements in how the body feels day to day. Hydration quietly supports the work of amylase and other enzymes. Water helps maintain saliva production and supports the transport of enzymes and nutrients throughout the body. Drinking fluids consistently throughout the day, rather than all at once, keeps digestion smooth and efficient. This simple habit can reduce strain on digestive organs and support overall metabolic balance. When digestion is supported, the effects reach far beyond the stomach. Energy improves, movement feels easier, and the body responds better to exercise and rest. Supporting enzymes like amylase through mindful eating and whole foods is a way of honoring the body's natural intelligence. It reflects a deeper understanding that strength in later life does not come from force, but from cooperation with the body's rhythms, allowing nourishment to become a source of vitality rather than discomfort. Light, consistent movement has a remarkable ability to support the body in ways that often go unnoticed, especially when it comes to digestion and enzyme balance. For many older adults, the idea of exercise can feel intimidating, but the body does not require intensity to respond positively. Gentle activity sends a clear message to the system that circulation, digestion, and recovery are still priorities, and this message influences how organs like the pancreas and digestive tract function on a daily basis. When the body moves, blood flow increases, delivering oxygen and nutrients to tissues that rely on steady circulation to perform well. The digestive system is no exception. Walking after meals, light stretching, or simple mobility exercises help stimulate intestinal movement and reduce the sluggishness that can interfere with digestion. This improved flow supports the environment in which enzymes like amylase operate, allowing digestion to proceed more smoothly and efficiently. Exercise also plays an important role in reducing low-grade inflammation, a common issue as we age. Chronic inflammation can interfere with organ function, including the pancreas, which produces amylase. Gentle physical activity helps regulate inflammatory markers and supports immune balance without placing stress on the body. This balance is especially important for older adults, where recovery and sustainability matter more than pushing physical limits. Another powerful benefit of light exercise is its effect on blood sugar regulation. Since amylase is involved in breaking down carbohydrates, balanced blood sugar levels support the entire digestive and metabolic process. Regular movement improves insulin sensitivity, helping the body use the sugars produced during digestion more effectively. This creates a smoother connection between digestion and energy, reducing fatigue and supporting stable daily performance. Movement also supports emotional well-being, which is deeply connected to digestive health. Stress and anxiety can disrupt enzyme activity and slow digestion. Light exercise, especially when done outdoors or in a relaxed setting, calms the nervous system and lowers stress hormones. This relaxed state allows digestive enzymes to function without interference, reinforcing the idea that physical and emotional health are inseparable. The most important aspect of exercise in later life is consistency, not duration or intensity. Short walks, gentle yoga, chair exercises, or simple balance movements performed regularly can have a profound effect over time. These activities maintain muscle tone, joint mobility, and digestive comfort without exhaustion. They create a rhythm the body can trust. Through gentle movement, the body is reminded that it is still capable, still responsive, and still worthy of care. Supporting digestion through light exercise is not about chasing fitness goals, but about preserving comfort, independence, and confidence. In this way, movement becomes a quiet partnership with the body, helping enzymes like amylase do their work while supporting overall vitality and ease in everyday life. Daily lifestyle habits shape health more powerfully than most people realize, especially when it comes to digestion and enzyme balance in older adulthood. Enzymes like amylase respond not only to what we eat, but to how we live, rest, and recover. Small, consistent habits quietly influence how efficiently the body processes food and maintains internal harmony. When lifestyle choices support the body, digestion becomes smoother and energy more stable, creating a sense of ease that carries through the day. Hydration is one of the simplest yet most overlooked factors in digestive health. Adequate fluid intake supports saliva production, which is essential for amylase to begin its work in the mouth. It also helps the kidneys filter and balance enzymes in the bloodstream. Drinking water regularly throughout the day keeps digestion from becoming strained or sluggish. For older adults, staying hydrated can reduce discomfort, improve appetite, and support overall metabolic function without requiring complex changes. Sleep is another cornerstone of enzyme balance. During restful sleep, the body repairs tissues, regulates hormones, and restores digestive function. Poor or irregular sleep can disrupt this process, leading to fatigue, increased stress hormones, and digestive imbalance. Creating a consistent sleep routine, reducing screen exposure at night, and allowing the body adequate time to rest can have a noticeable effect on digestion and energy levels. Quality sleep gives the pancreas and digestive system the opportunity to reset and function more efficiently. Stress management is deeply connected to lifestyle health. Chronic stress places constant demand on the nervous system, which can interfere with digestive enzyme release and gut movement. Practices that calm the mind, such as deep breathing, quiet reflection, prayer, or spending time in nature, help shift the body into a state where digestion can occur naturally. When the mind is calm, the digestive system receives a signal of safety, allowing enzymes like amylase to work without disruption. Limiting highly processed foods and excess sugar also supports enzyme balance. These foods often require more effort from the digestive system and can lead to inflammation over time. Choosing simpler meals with natural ingredients reduces strain on the pancreas and supports steady digestion. This approach is not about restriction, but about making choices that feel supportive rather than burdensome. Medication awareness is another important lifestyle factor. Certain medications can influence digestive enzymes, hydration, and nutrient absorption. Being mindful of how medications affect the body and discussing concerns with a healthcare provider helps prevent unnecessary digestive stress. This awareness empowers older adults to take an active role in their health. When these lifestyle habits come together, they create an environment where digestion is supported rather than challenged. Enzyme balance becomes a reflection of daily care rather than chance. By honoring hydration, rest, stress reduction, and mindful nourishment, the body responds with improved comfort, clarity, and resilience, reinforcing the idea that health is built quietly through everyday choices made with intention and compassion. A positive and compassionate mindset has the power to reshape the way health is experienced, especially in later years when medical tests and numbers can easily feel overwhelming. When something like an amylase test appears in a health report, it can trigger worry or self-doubt. Yet mindset determines whether that moment becomes a source of fear or an opportunity for understanding. Viewing health information as guidance rather than judgment allows older adults to stay engaged, hopeful, and empowered in their own care. The body responds deeply to perception and emotion. Anxiety can amplify physical discomfort, while calmness often softens it. When test results are approached with curiosity instead of alarm, the nervous system remains steadier, which in turn supports digestion and overall balance. This does not mean ignoring medical advice, but rather receiving it with clarity and self-respect. A positive mindset creates mental space for thoughtful decisions rather than rushed reactions. Compassion toward oneself becomes increasingly important with age. The body has carried us through decades of work, responsibility, and emotional experiences. It deserves patience rather than criticism. When digestive changes or enzyme imbalances appear, they are not personal failures, but natural signals shaped by time, lifestyle, and environment. Treating these signals with kindness reduces emotional stress, which itself can influence digestion and enzyme activity. A hopeful outlook also encourages consistency. When people believe that small changes matter, they are more likely to maintain healthy habits, such as balanced eating, gentle movement, and proper rest. This consistency supports physical health in measurable ways, but it also builds confidence. Confidence reinforces the belief that health is not lost with age. It is simply maintained differently. The amylase test, seen through this lens, becomes a checkpoint rather than a warning. Mindset influences how the future is imagined. Older adults who maintain a positive outlook often focus on what they can still improve rather than what they fear losing. This shift in focus supports motivation and engagement in life. Enjoying meals, staying socially connected, and participating in light physical activity all contribute to better digestion and emotional well-being. These experiences are enhanced when health is approached with optimism rather than anxiety. Gratitude also plays a role in shaping health perception. Recognizing what the body continues to do well fosters appreciation instead of frustration. This appreciation can reduce stress hormones and support calmer physiological function. Even acknowledging the body's ability to provide information through tests like amylase reflects a partnership rather than conflict between the individual and their health. Ultimately, a positive mindset does not deny challenges, but it changes the way they are met. It transforms medical tests into tools for growth and self-awareness. For older adults, this mindset preserves dignity, autonomy, and hope. It reinforces the understanding that health is not defined by numbers alone, but by the willingness to care for oneself with patience, curiosity, and trust in the body's ongoing capacity to respond and adapt.